Yo YouTube, it's your bro Yo Elliott back at Strength Camp for another workout. Legs once again here today, but interesting thing happened the last time we did that workout. I met up with my boy Chris Barnard here. You guys know him, right? Are you familiar with this character right here? You know him from old Strength Camp videos, and if you're an athlete, you definitely follow OTA, Overtime Athletes on YouTube, and you find out all the sports performance tricks, tips, and strategies and tactics that Chris offers there. But anyway, Chris is experimenting with some new training protocols for athletes that focus on the lower leg. And since I'm dealing with some lower leg issues, I'm doing a lot of work to help resolve the muscular imbalances in my leg by getting soft tissue work done. But the stuff that Chris is doing is about strengthening the lower leg. So we're gonna go through Chris's warm up. He's gonna teach me some new stuff that I can use for my lower leg. Then I'm gonna hit a leg workout, hit squats again, and that's it. That's up, y'all.
For sure. Yeah. So recently I went to a workshop, which was Pete Bomarito's down there in South Florida, and basically what he did was he calls it the support system. Shout out to him. I think he's an amazing coach. And basically everything comes across the lower limb, the foot stemming up. You know, so his whole thing was like, you know, everybody wants to beat on the hips to mobilize them. His whole thing was build a support system up from the ground up, from the feet up. So he does a lot of different things. So I'm taking it basically, you know, it's kind of his general prep warm up. It goes through general prep to absorption of force. So we'll just go through a series of things. In fact, I wrote it down, so I'm gonna have to refer to this because it's new to me.
Yeah.
So first thing we'll do is just come over to the wall. I'll actually do this with you.
Good.
Biggest circles that you can get. 2, 3, and then 3 fast.
Same direction?
Yep. And then go opposite. 1.
So you can tell right away that this is helpful.
2. Obviously it's a warm up, but what you do every day, I'm sure that
I gotta be completely honest, you know, I really neglect the feet and the lower leg. Like you said, I focus a lot on the hips and whatnot. But it just makes perfect sense to me that if it's about performance, everything that you perform is off the floor, right?
Yeah.
So work on the ground reaction for it. So I like.
So this next one is just going to be 10 yards. So this is going to be heel to toe walks.
Okay.
So 10 yards, the first one is going to be pause, the second one's going to be reflex. So the first one you're just going to put heel out, pause, come up, boom. Heel out, pause, come up, boom. Pause at the top.
Do you pause on the heel?
You pause.
Or just pause at the top?
Wait, and then pause. Yeah, I'm sorry. Wait, and then pause.
So really taking our time.
Yeah.
I remember in college, we had one coach that had us doing a lot of lower leg exercises. And that's when I ran my fastest. I ran 4.340. And it was, I would attribute it to doing a lot of the same stuff Chris is teaching us right here.
So, you know, most young athletes don't have the strength, and we want to train them mechanically. You know, I'll be honest with you, I have no ego in it. I just want to help athletes. So what he said was like, you know, I'm trying to fix their mechanics when they're running way back here. He said it all stems from being able to teach them to obviously extend the big toe, have enough hamstring strength, then to be able to recover. So if he does this dorsiflexion, which I'm going to share with you, he says that starts to actually overcome those mechanical deficiencies as opposed to trying to focus on the mechanics.
It's a hack.
So I was like, wow.
This is the performance hack.
Yeah. So this next one is the same thing, but now it's reflex.
Okay.
So you're actually going to step through a little bit faster. Boom, boom, boom. This next one is just going to be isometric. So we're going to go heel walk down, toe walk back. The next one is absorption of force. So this whole thing is what he calls the back dorsiflexion series. So you basically want to eccentrically load, and by doing it backwards, you're staying in dorsiflexion, okay? So teaching an athlete to go forward, a lot of times they lose it right there across the ankle. So this is just kind of an indirect way of getting it, or a direct way of hitting it.
It's a hack.
Yeah. So the first one is slow march to pause. So you just, every single time, we're gonna go 10 yards for each one. So each time the first one is slow to pause, then it's fast to pause, jog to pause, basically jump pause. So everything we're doing is just trying to teach the body to absorb eccentrically the force in dorsiflexion. So it goes slow, 1, 2, boom. 1, 2, boom.
Like this?
So, yep, draw the ankle down, draw the heel down.
Boom.
1, 2, So this back heel when you land, yeah.
Like
when
that?
you back heel, when you land, you want that stretch, you want to absorb to the ball of the foot, but you want to put it on stretch. 1, 2, 3. Good. And that's the slow. Now you want to go, now we speed it up a little bit. So 1, 2, 1, 2. Good. Draw the heel down.
So,
Yep, that's perfect position. And you're just absorbing force to it. Then put a little jog to it. So now by jogging, obviously we have to decelerate. You're creating more energy across it. So now it's 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay. This next one is accepting body weight. So the first one is individual. It's basically doing the same thing except we're gonna keep our hips low the whole time. So the first one is boom, accept body weight, individual. Accept body weight, individual. Boom. Boom.
and you're on your both toes the whole time?
When I accept, I'm on the ball of my foot and my heel is down and dorsiflexion.
Like this here?
Good, yep, keep the hips low.
So I'm just stepping and then bringing the two of them together.
Yep. Next one is stabilize, so you eliminate the leg. So same thing, go into the next one. Boom.
Gotcha.
Boom. Boom. Good, stay low, hips low. Dorsiflex. Try to keep that toe, remember everything you do, the toe, big toe is up.
Okay.
The next one is jump to stabilize. So it's here. And you're jumping back to the ball of the foot. Big toe stays up the whole time. Try to keep it on stretch, yeah. The last one is just continuous fast. So it's the same thing. Boom, 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 boom. And that's basically the progression. And essentially, it takes about 5-10 minutes. That was the first time, and it's just kind of a coaching. But the big thing is keeping this on stretch. A lot of people want to go here and then back, which I'm sure in the beginning that's what it does.
Well,
Eventually, you want to get to a point where you're accepting it
Yeah.
here every time.
Yep.
Big toe is up, and you're just, that's why you're just rehearsing it, toe up, toe up, toe up, and you're accepting it while it's back. Because when you think the fastest sprinters are the ones that can keep force generated off of this and explode into the next one. So at high velocities, they can continue to, basically at the highest velocities, your force diminishes.
Yeah.
But the fastest people in the world, they're able to eccentrically absorb that quick, and that's their amortization phase, but really it comes across that support system. They're not having to go here, here. It's boom, boom, you know what I mean?
Yep.
The next one he does is backwards reach run.
Yep.
Which we'll skip that. We'll go into where he talks about lower limb and then obviously warming up the trunk.
Okay.
So the first one we'll do, everything's still the same as pauses and reflex. So the first one is just gonna be a fire hydrant, right? So we're gonna go from a quadruped position. You're just gonna go 5 up, pause 1 Mississippi, come down. 2, 3, 4. And then you go 5 reflex fast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Try to keep the core tight so it doesn't open you up. 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Straight back, pause. Good, then we'll work rotational, so we'll go straight back. circle around.
One speed.
Yep. So, same thing. Dorsiflex. You can invert, evert this, whichever you want, but we'll just go straight out. Keep those dorsiflex. 4, 2, 4. Abduction. So as leg crosses over, bottom leg, dorsiflex. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 3. You're coming up, dorsiflex. Boom. Come up to your edge, to your end range of motion. Pause. 5. Drive this leg into the ground, right, with your glute, and then point, dorsiflex this one. 1, 2, 3. Remember, you want to drive, I'm driving this calf into the ground. 1, 2. The theory is by correcting that, like the hips can start to mobilize now.
Yeah, I totally noticed that it's neglected.
Yeah.
Even in my own warm-ups and my own practice and anything that I do, it's always
hips
oriented,
hips.
Very little lower leg consideration.
Exactly. And when you think about it, most of the knee, most of the times the knee is from either not activation here, which we just did,
right,
was CNS activation, or it stems from the foot. And what does it stem from the foot? Usually it's more of a weakness, not necessarily a tightness.
Well, even the dorsiflexion, a lot of people we don't train this muscle, the anterior tibialis. Very rarely is a toe up, so it's good to be able to activate that before doing anything else. Hey, for you guys who are coming to the Total Fitness Entrepreneur Workshop, Chris Barnard is going to be teaching the first lesson there. Look, this dude is not just dope when it comes to helping athletes get faster, stronger, and more explosive. Chris is the man when it comes to building business systems and getting Strength Camp to be what it is. So he's going to be here with us. Make sure you join us. Absolutely. He and I are both there with our buddy BBC Brandon Carter's going to bring some heat. Thank you very much for helping me out with this video, Chris, and help me out. I got to rehabilitate my legs.
There you go.
Now I'm going to hit some lunges.